Hello, Fredak here. Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty, so it is now finally Tuesday, April the 22nd, 2025. It's Fredak, Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty, so I want to thank you all for being here today. And just a heads up, I'm going to be having numerous postings. Some days there'll be a couple within the same day. Different topics. As I have professed, for those of you who do subscribe, knowledge is power. I've always said knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more power you have. So today it's going to be Life's Lessons 101, number 2. This is about tipping, gratuities. And once again, this is not financial advice. These are just the ideas that are swirling around in Fredak's head. I try to share different things from inside my head over to you guys. If it makes sense, you absorb it. If not, garbage in, garbage out. Nothing gained, nothing lost. I'll hope you subscribe. I'm going to try to start to have some more postings on life's lessons and other different areas. Not just focusing on XRP, the thing that's going to make us all multimillionaires, those who are on board with it. And there's probably going to be an XRP posting very, very shortly. Right now it's about 9:30 a.m. East Coast time. Today's topic is Life's Lessons. Life's Lessons 101. This is number 2. Number 2. Today it's about gratuities and tips. And I realized this from chatting with a friend of mine that he was not aware of how tips are derived. Yes, we all know about gratuities. You go out to a restaurant or you buy an ice cream cone or whatever it might be. And people are looking for a little something extra. Fine. But let's take a look at the whole gratuity thing. And once again, these are just ideas swirling around in my head. The factualization of it all, the validity is all up to each of you, the individual that is watching this. But, like I say, catch some of the postings. If something makes some sense, absorb some of it. If not, then in one ear, out the other. Nothing gained, nothing lost. Alrighty, so for today, I've got my mini board. I've brought my mini board with me. Guests in the background. That's fantastic. Here by the pool. So, you go out to the restaurant, and at the end of the experience, you leave a gratuity, a tip, possibly. Unfortunately, it would seem like most people are very structured to just leaving a certain amount of a gratuity or a tip, depending on what the service is like. And over time, the people that are doing this service, the waiter or waitress, they start to pick up on this, so service becomes somewhat mediocre. Personally, I think that we're about to swing back to a time where people are going to make a financial judgment on their tips towards how the service was. For me, these are just the things that go around in my head. If I show up at a restaurant and there's 4 of us, and the place is extremely busy, it's a Friday or a Saturday night, and the waiter or waitress comes over and introduces themselves and says, by the way, one of our waiters didn't show up tonight, so we're kind of running short-handed. So I apologize for anything that seems like a slight delay. I'm going to be okay with that, because I get it. I'm looking around and I see it's mad busy and they're short-handed. But if I'm there on like a Tuesday and there's not a lot of things going on, I'm getting pretty mediocre service. It's not going to really go over well with me. Alrighty, but let's go back to tips. Tipping. Let's get the board out here and try to show you all this. TIPS is an acronym. T.I.P.S. Alrighty. It's going to be T.I.P.S. And what does TIPS stand for? It stands for The suspense is building. I'm getting there. Hang on. Okay, it is to ensure prompt service. That's what tips are, to ensure prompt service. So let's extrapolate on this a little bit. So a group of 6 to you, there's 6 in the party. You go out to a restaurant on a Saturday evening. Hello, my name is Monica. I will be your waitress this evening. Anything I can do to make your experience that much more enjoyable, please ask me. That's the proper way for a server to greet you, introduce themselves to you. That's my opinion. Now, if you have a fairly decent dinner, the service is good, and you leave a very decent tip. 20% used to be considered decent. I guess now if you leave more, because the expectation with inflation has become 18, 20, and 22%. So let's say you leave a 50% gratuity. The bill comes to $100. Well, 6 of you, let's go with it's $300. And you leave a $100 tip. A little late in the game to do that, because then after you've left, the person that served you they might be thinking, wow, I should have took better care of them. The tip is something that should be considered beforehand, believe it or not. Think about it. Before you sit down and you got a group of 12 of you and it's some kind of a family function going on. My name is James. I will be your waiter this evening. Let me know anything I can do for you that's going to make this experience that much more enjoyable. James, by the way, give him a 50. Tell him, I got you covered at the end of this. Take good care of my group. Do you think he's going to take good care of you? Absolutely. He's like, this guy just hooked me up with 50 bucks. Whatever everybody needs at the table, he's going to be on top of it, more than likely. If you really think about it, you go to the ice cream cone place. There's 3 of you. They got the jar out there that says tips. Well, after they make your ice cream cone, your ice cream sundae, and you take 2 or 3 single dollar bills and you put it in their cup, and you're like, oh, thank you. A little late for them to go back in time and remake your ice cream sundae or your ice cream cone. But if you're doing that before and you say, look, let me get this stuff, let me figure out what the other 2 of us are going to have. Give me a moment. You take 3 single dollar bills and they visually can see this and you put it in their tips cup. I need 2 ice cream sundaes and a vanilla cone. They're going to hook you up, more than likely. They're like, wow, this guy just hooked me up. To ensure prompt service. This goes all the way back to going on vacation. Example, I use a lot of analogies to transfer things out of my head into your heads. And it's before my time, but let's say you go out to Hawaii, it's like 1956. And you're staying at the whatever hotel, the Wahi Wahi or whatever. And it's a nice place. You go down near the pool, and the guy says, oh, my name is Pukamati. Pukamati, I'm going to be here the next 4 days. Can you possibly have 3 of these lounge chairs here by the pool saved for me? He says, oh, absolutely. You introduce yourself. My name is Fredak, or whatever. You take a $20 bill. Back then it would even be a $10 bill, and you just rip it in half. And you say, here's half, here's half this 10. On Friday, before I check out, Friday morning, I'm going to stop by, enjoy the pool a little bit, and I'll have the other half of the $10 bill for you. Thanks, my good man. Chemo's going to have you hooked up the next 4 days. It was $10 in 1956. It's probably like $50, $60, $80 now. To ensure prompt service. That's what it's all about. That's what tips are. It's an acronym. T.I.P.S. Tips. To ensure prompt service. Alrighty. As I've been warning on a lot of my other different postings, and as always, knowledge is power, and of course I thank you all for being here, and I hope you subscribe. And any comments that you might have, if they're the same, indifferent, dislike, whatever it might be, absolutely post them. Love the comments from people. Me personally, I'm not involved with this for anything monetary. This is all about me just enjoying posting things out there for some small handful of the future millionaires. Multi-millionaires is what I'm hoping for. I think that is quite possible. So if you go back and look, my postings are all there, whether it's the Stupid Bowl, the Super Bowl, Generational Wealth back in October, XRP, trying to dabble my toes into sharing with all of you the understanding of the bid, the offer, the game within the game. Gotta get into all that. I have purchased 2 really large boards for just those postings. As always, what I state is knowledge is power. Be careful of the scammers out there. Remember Mama and Grandmama's famous axiom, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Alrighty, well, I want to thank you all for stopping by. I hope you subscribe. Any comments you might have, please leave them below. May all your days be winning ones. Multiple postings are going to be going on today, over the next couple of days.